Good evening, all of you, brothers and sisters, friends. I'm very fortunate that in my this lifetime, I'm able to know my purpose. Why I'm here on this planet. Yeah, and let me share with you all. So, the name of the organization is Children of Mother Earth. Why I choose Children of Mother Earth? I feel like everybody is equal. In my childhood, I have seen a lot of discrimination, especially in India, between the caste, between the poor and the rich. Yeah, that's why this name was given, Children of Mother Earth. And the motto is like, humanity is our religion, Earth is our motherland. Humanity means helping each other, helping our human race, our brothers and sisters, whoever is in need. So that is the religion we follow, and we believe that the world is like one big family.
Children of Mother Earth is a non-profit organisation dedicated to assisting underprivileged people. Founded by Singaporean Indian Ravi Ray, Children of Mother Earth's work focuses on children from railway stations, street children, orphans and children from poor village families.
The mission of COME is to raise a host of people, especially in the developed country, so that the people can tackle the problem of their community. So our focus in India is, children in need of care and protection, which have children who are abandoned. Initially, when I went from Singapore, I couldn't believe that there are parents who can abandon their children. Yeah. But when I start working there, I realize, the fact that, poverty sometimes, force the parent to, let go their children. Orphans, destitute, lost children. In India, there's not very good arrangement for children who are lost, and we work a lot for those children. Children from poor families, child laborers, there are a lot of child laborers in India. Street children. Street children are actually children, they come from the villages, because the children living in the villages, if they belong from a poor family, there's no support there. So, they come to the city looking for job or some livelihood work, and they get exploited, they are not paid, and they end up on the streets. Runaway children are children who run away from their homes, sometimes because of some small little mistake they have done, and they are scared that their parents will beat. Sometimes they don't want to study, and there is education pressure on them, or sometimes somebody is bullying them. Yeah. So for small reasons, sometimes they run away. And children into begging. So these are all the categories of the children we focus on. These are some of the children who live just outside our homes in Delhi. Yeah, this is the map of India, and we work in the northern part of India, very close to Nepal, and we have centers in Gorakhpur, Lucknow, and Delhi. 2 centers in Gorakhpur, 2 in Lucknow, 1 in Delhi. This is my ancestral home. The first floor was done in 1956 by my father, who was a Singapore PR. When I went to India in 1998, I built the upper floor, because this was for the children. And I'm a civil engineer by profession, so it helped me a lot, to save some money and do in a very economical way. Yeah. So religion is very sensitive in India. Yeah. From my childhood, I was, the design of the building was in my mind that, it should be in a way that, everybody feels welcome. So all the 4 main religion of India is here. This is from Hinduism, from the Gita. This is from the Sikh, means there is only one God. This is Jesus Christ. And this is Bismillah Abdul Rahman Rahim. So all the 4 major religions are there here. So children from all faith and people who need help from all faith and religion, they are all welcome. Yeah, especially with the Muslims, initially they were a bit doubtful whether Hindu family will help them or not. Yeah, but after seeing all this sign, they start coming. So this was the second home, which is in Gorakhpur. So this was in 2004. Yes, the first one was my ancestral home. Second was a railway abandoned shelter. Yeah. Now it is in a very good shape. This is the very old picture of it. Yeah. I will share the values, which I practice, and the doubt which I had, opening this home. I went from Singapore with my savings of $300,000, and I plan in a way that I don't have to take donations from people. Yeah, I had a lot of ego in me. I must admit that, and. So I thought, okay, 150,000 I will spend in building the home, my ancestral home, and the rest of the money I will fix deposit, so that I don't have to ask for donations. Yeah. So I start working in India with my first home, and started. As I used to come to Gorakhpur, which is a city. So I saw a lot of children on the railway station platform begging and selling tobaccos and things like that. So I was a bit curious, who are they, where they do come from, and I start working with them. And the local authorities, they start recognizing my work. They see the changes on the railway station, and then a railway officer, his name was JP Batra. He offered me a place. That okay, we heard about you, and we can give this place to you. You can help the children. So there was a doubt in me, because I thought if I open a center, I have to put in more money. It was like just asbestos sheet roof, and you can see the picture. Like there is nothing there much, you see. So I was thinking, what to do? Shall I start or not? And you saw my first home looks like a palace. So I was living like a prince there in the village, yeah. And it was like coming out of my comfort zone, which I was not very much ready, I thought my childhood dream was to open one home in my village and to raise 25 children. What I'm going to do if I go there, there'll be a lot of work, So there was a lot of doubt in my mind, yeah. So finally, from my head it went to heart, like Madam Pa just mentioned. So I say, okay, I will take the center, and then I have to leave the palace and come to this place. Yeah, that was in 2004. So I have to break my fixed deposits. Yeah, so 2004 this started, and it was a learning for me, because the children from the village where I was helping were very different from the street children. The street children were begging, and they were getting money and everything, so they were thinking that they're independent. They were very reluctant to come and study. Yeah, so it was like a whole new experience for me, a whole new learning for me, where my patient was tested many times. Yeah, you go and keep them counseling. They don't listen to you. Yeah, there was one child who spitted on me because I was always trying to take him out of the station. Yeah. So 2004 was this place, and then this gentleman, he was the general manager, Mr. JP Batra, and 2006 there was this another center in Lucknow. Yeah, in Lucknow, which is the capital of Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh is one of the most populous state in India, and they have a lot of problem. There is one of the poorest state. So I was looking for a home in Lucknow. My dream was to get a home with lot of trees, big playground, and but wherever I see this type of place, it was very expensive. So it was like out of my budget. I was thinking I won't be able to get, and I wanted the school to be near also, so that they can go to school. And then a miracle happened. Yeah, I didn't believe in miracles. Yeah, I'm a civil engineer, and we have, dates and schedule to finish things. Yeah, and we don't believe in God and, miracles and all those things. So Mr. JP Batra, he was promoted as a chairman of the railway board. It means that he was the boss of the entire Indian railway system in India, which is one of the largest organization in the world, in context with the manpower. Yeah. So he called me 11 o'clock at night, and he said that, Ravi, I'm the chairman railway board now. You can come to meet me in Delhi. And I went there and I told him that I want to open a center in Lucknow. And he said, okay. He just pick up his phone and he called. And the railway people, they started showing me many places. Yeah. They started showing me many places, and but none of them have playground and old trees and everything. But so I was not very satisfied. And then they were whispering something among themselves, and I overheard it. And then I told it, what is it about? They said, no, there is one big bungalow, and but it is a haunted house. Yeah. So I said, okay, no problem. I just just show me where is it. Yeah. So they bring me to this house, you can see that house, this one. When I went there, I said, oh my God, this is the house I was thinking about, with lot of trees, and surrounded with trees, and a big playground. And I said, oh, it means that miracles can happen, and I'm getting free, of course. I don't have to invest anything into it. Yeah. The condition of the house was not good. It was in a very bad shape because it was abandoned for the past 13 years, and railway was not doing anything. But yes, I say, I will take this house. They say, are you sure or not? It's a haunted house. Many people have died here. Yeah, I say, no problem. We took it, yeah. Like I told you, my money was exhausted, yeah. And then it was again, how to make it habitable. Like I told you, I had a lot of ego in me. And, very difficult for me to, ask for donation. Dr. Fong was, that time she was MD in Citibank, Singapore. And she read something about me in a newspaper, and she called me, and she handed a $5,000 check to me, and this was the first time I was getting a donation of 5,000 in my life. Yeah. And then I said, oh, I tried to show her my presentation, and she said, no, you got an award in Singapore. Definitely they have checked a lot on you. Then only they can give you. So yeah, so. So she gave me 5,000, and then she, introduced me to one of her friends, and we went together without much expectation. I was like very shy, those days. Like this was in 2006, and that friend gave us $20,000, and yeah. And I didn't saw, how much she's writing. And, when she came us to see off near the lift, and in the lift, I and Dr. Fong was alone, and Dr. Fong was jumping like that, clapping. I said, what happened? And she said, Ravi, did you see how many zeros is there? I said, no. I said, it is $20,000. Yeah. And that, after that, she put me with the, CSR section of Citibank. And we have this whole staff of Citibank. I think about 80% of them were of Chinese race, and they knew that this money is going to India for the Indian kids. And then they organized a Bollywood night, and I came from India, and they dance on all the Bollywood songs, and they raised about 30,000 Sing dollars to renovate this house and all that. Yeah. So big clap on them. Yeah, so my faith in what I say, that the earth as one family, these all incidences, strengthens my faith that this can happen. It's not only an illusion or something like a very fairy tale type of thing. Yeah, because I have seen during disasters, that the whole world, they will come together to help. Yeah. So this is the story of Lucknow. And then 2007, Mr. Batra was about to retire, and he said, Ravi, there are a lot of children in Delhi, and if you open a home in Delhi, will be very good. And I was struggling, then in Lucknow, because my funds were all exhausted. Somehow I was able to, make this Lucknow home, started running, but still struggling with the fee and all those things. And then Mr. Batra was asking me to open one in Delhi, and I was thinking whether I should open or not, but he said that I'm going to retire. After that, you can't get a place in the capital of India. Yeah.
There are about 40,000 children in Delhi itself, and it is here that Children of Mother Earth has begun its next home amid hundreds of children who live as rag pickers and beggars.
The railways have given us a place in Shadra, and I'm really grateful to them to give the place here so that we can start our work here. Before we start our work at Shadra, this place need a major renovation work. There's no boundary wall, so we need a boundary wall in the first place. We need to build toilets and bathrooms. Walls and roof needs to be repaired. Electric wiring and fence needs to be installed. The floorings need to be repaired. There are no windows and doors. It's a big hall, so we need to put windows and doors. These are the basic infrastructure. After that we will need furnitures and beds for the children. So we need a lot of help to start in Delhi. Here we have children who are living in the slums, whose parents are working, or the children are also involved in the work with the parents. If they can come to our center for education, for studying, and in the evening if they want to go back, they can go back. I need to develop a playground here for the children, because if you bring the children from the slums, they will not come to study. They are first attracted with the playground and with the equipments there. So a playground is very important in our work. Yeah. So this was in 2007, and then opening a center. Honestly, when I went there, I saw so many children, and some of the people, old people, were lying them in a very pathetic condition. And I was scared, really scared, that whether I should, start this work or not, because I had a fear that I cannot cope with the problem here. Yeah. So opening the Delhi home was really walking in the unknown. You must have the courage to walk in the unknown. So it was really testing the courage and the belief and the faith. Yeah. So yeah, finally I started, and we have these children from Singapore, the youth expedition program. Yeah. And they started in 2007. The first group came, and then we have another 3-4 groups, and they bring some donation with them. We did the boundary wall first. We did the first hall. First there were 3 big halls, 1,000 square feet each of them, and then gradually we keep on improving. And these are some pictures, how you saw the video how it was first. Yeah, this was now is it like a classroom with false ceiling and everything. This was the room when we get, and this is the bedroom. This was how it was first. Yeah, it was a long journey. Now we have a lot of trees. Yeah, this is how it was. Now this is how it is. Yeah. Some of you have visited. So these are our programs. Reuniting children, like what I told you, there are a lot of children in India who run away from home, who are on the streets, and they are trapped in some kind of gangs, or with children, and they're exploited and they don't want to go back home. Yeah. My first priority is when I get a child, I will counsel them, try to reunite with their family, because I feel like at one stage in their life they try to find out their roots, and sometimes it is too late, to trace down their families. Yeah. So I try to find find their roots, where they come from. Usually in the beginning they won't tell us, because they don't want to go back home because of poverty, or because of some abusive parents or whatever. Yeah. So it takes about a long time, sometimes up to 6 months to 1 year, until they tell us the truth. Yeah. So we reunite actually at least about 200 to 200 plus children every day. It is a very big job. Yeah, it's I think more difficult than raising the children, because you have to bring them and talk to them, and sometimes they don't know the full address of the place, and they just tell you the name of the village, and then you go on the net and search, then try to contact the police there in their district, and try to send the police to their village, and Education is, we give all kind of education depending, what is the need of the children. If they are very smart, we put them into English medium school. 95% of the children living in our home, they go to a mainstream school. Because I believe that, if they go to a mainstream school, they will know how to face when they go out of the home. Yes, to integrate them into society, I put them into mainstream school. Some of the children have done very well. Two of them are doing their graduation in engineering, and two of them have already got jobs. One had done his degree in nursing, he's working in Delhi. Other one has done his degree in ophthalmology, so he's also working. Yeah, and there are many blue collars children from the streets who are working in Chennai, Bangalore, and other big cities after getting some vocational training. So these are the pictures of some of the schools where the children go. Yeah, education. This is bridge schooling, another program of mine, which I do with the slum children living in the slums. They live with their parents. Their parents are there, and they do rack picking. Rack picking means all the waste, of the city. They will go and just collect, and then they will sell it like what we have the Karanguni here. Yeah, but this is very big. It's well organized, and it is organized by some business people, and these people get a very short percentage of it. Yeah, so they usually what they do that they are reluctant to send their children for education, and it is very difficult to counsel them. Yes, but hats off to the volunteers and our staff. They keep on going there and encourage the children to study. Yeah, so we have these programs in Gorakhpur, Delhi, and in the village also. So the children will come in the morning and they will stay the whole day there, and we try to instill self-esteem in them so that they don't go for begging. Most of the children, they go for begging. The parents also send them for begging. So in the morning when you ask them where are you going, they will say they are going to work. Yeah, so they don't feel like begging is a wrong thing to do, so they think that it's part of their work. Yeah, so it's coming from generation and generation. Yeah. So we have about 200 children under this program in all the 3 centers where this program is going on, bridge schooling. These are the medical condition of the children on the station and on the streets. Yeah. So they have a lot of skin diseases, a lot of injuries. Yeah, and a lot of doctors, they help me. Otherwise, I can't do this work. In $150,000 because medical is expensive in India. We organize medical camps there in Delhi and Lucknow. A lot of doctors come and help us. I think doctors have a very good heart in India. Yeah, and they do a lot of free charity work for us. I'm going to show you a video of children, how they use drugs. There are a lot of sniffing thing going on in India. They use many type of sniffing material, and the most common one is the eraser which we use to erase the ink. Yeah, it has a chemical called toluene which could be fatal. Yeah, and they use it a lot.
Lucknow is the capital city of Uttar Pradesh province. Much of Children of Mother Earth's work is with the children living on these platforms.
अपना घर के नाम से धर्मशाला भी है गोरखपुर। हाँ, तो अब बन गया ना पूरा पूरा वाला फोटो ना। बाल्टी रखी गई क्या भाई? पूरा काम कर बाल्टी रखी गई क्या? आओगे वहाँ? यहाँ बुक कर दिया है। वहाँ आओगे गोरखपुर। His mother has died, yeah, and his father is an alcoholic. Yeah, he always beats him and want him to do work and give the money. So he ran away from home for past 3-4 years, living on the station. Yeah, he's not from this place. He's from a place called Kanpur. I think about 80 kilometers from Lucknow. Yeah.
How old is he?
He, I think, must be about 9 years old. Yeah. तो तुम चल रहे हो ना? हाँ. चलो. तुम भी चलोगे? हाँ. तो वही रहोगे कि भागोगे रात को? नहीं ना? Try to support them in some kind of business, or try to get them away from the station, give them some kind of recognition and appreciation, so they will slowly come. Some of them are very hardcore, they don't want to leave the station. Yeah. कहाँ घर है बेटा?
मेरा पटना।
पटना से यहाँ चले हैं?
यहीं रहते हैं।
अच्छा, कितने साल से हो यहाँ पर?
यहाँ हम काम करते थे, फिर काम छोड़
अच्छा
दिया।
अच्छा अच्छा। तो ऐसा देखो, गोरखपुर में मैं किया हूँ, समझ रहे हो कि नहीं?
अच्छा।
तुम्हारे तो उम्र के 2-3 ठेला में खरीदा हूँ, गुमटी है, समझ रहे हो कि नहीं? उसमें बच्चों को खुलवा देता हूँ, दुकान है, बेच देते, मूंगफली बेच के 100 रुपये बचा लेता है लोगों का। मूंगफली का ठेला लगता है, 100 रुपये बच जाता है बड़े आराम से। तो तुमको सही कर रहा हूँ, और तुमको अगर उस टाइप का काम करना हो तो बताओ, मैं तुरंत ठेला खरीद के तुरंत तुम्हारा, जिसमें तुमको पूंजी नहीं लगानी। This is what they inhale is very dangerous, fatal actually. Is fatal is the whitener which you use to remove the ink. Yeah, just दिखा दो बेटा तो. This one they will just pour here and they will sniff it. And it is really it is written. Yeah, and this is called solation. They call it solation among themselves. Most of them they will use that for that. That's the biggest problem we have. चलोगे?
हाँ।
पक्का?
हाँ।
भागना नहीं?
अभी चले
पाएंगे आपके साथ?
कहाँ तुम्हारे माता पिता?
सब भाग आएंगे।
मेरी तो इसे माँ नहीं है भैया, जो बस
पिताजी हैं?
पिताजी हैं, वो दरवाजे में घर से भागा हूँ।
अच्छा, कहाँ घर है वैसे तुम्हारे बेटा?
कानपुर में।
कानपुर में? और ये इतना सोल्यूशन पियो, ये सब
सोल्यूशन बहुत
कितना सोल्यूशन पॉकेट में रखे हो?
मैं रखे हैं।
क्या दिखा रखे तुम?
माचिस है।
माचिस है। किसी के पास सोल्यूशन का डिब्बी देखे
हम
तो?
लोग जानते नहीं थे।
किसके पास है? तो छोटू तुम्हारे पास है? नहीं है? अच्छा, मत करो गड़बड़, नशा आ जाएगा, क्या फायदा, सब फेफड़ा खराब हो जाएगा। समझते हो कि नहीं? इससे फेफड़ा खराब हो जाता है। So yeah, I always try, the older children on the railway station to give some kind of job so that they're out of the environment of the railway station and on the streets. Yeah, and it is not easy because once they are older, they are like the gang leader there. Yeah, so it's very difficult. So I buy stalls for them and give them, monitor them. Yeah, emotional healing is also one of the aspect. Yeah, which is very important. I put a lot of emphasis on it because the children have a lot of disturbing past. Yeah, and I could see some of them were awake in the middle of the night, eyes wide open when other child was sleeping, and I knew that something is bothering them. Yeah, the future of girls on the railway station and the streets in India is very bleak. Yeah, you can't see a girl on the railway station at the age of 12 or 13. They are lost. I guess that they are sold. Yeah. When I started the work in Gorakhpur, a lot of my well-wishers, they told me don't do work with the girls, because it's very sensitive in India, and if something goes wrong, your organization will be stopped. There's a lot of controversies working with girls, and but when I saw them, they were so young, and they really need help more than the boys. Yeah, so I said, okay, let it be. I will try my best, and yeah, my sister was there to help me in Lucknow, so we start working for the children also. Otherwise, she also would have end up somewhere, we don't know. Yeah, maybe in a brothel or somewhere else. Yeah. So vocational training, I think that India needs that. There are so many young people there. 40% of the population is young people, and they don't have something like what we have ITE here in Singapore. I think that is the big need in Singapore, to train the people into certain profession. If you want a plumber in India, you will get, but they are not trained. Morning they fix, evening it will start leaking again. And you can't get them. Yeah, so it's very difficult. Yeah, so these are some of the children in who have gone through vocational training. I have a very good connection recently, about 3 years ago, with CIDC, which is called the Construction Industry Development Council in India. Yeah, so they were initially charging 12,500 rupees to train a child, to train an adult. Yeah, and I paid some money for some of my children who were on the streets, who were pickpocketing and stealing things. What I believe that if child have something to earn, and we instill some self-esteem into him, open a bank account, have an ATM card for him, he won't go back on the streets again. Yeah. And if you just give them some education, no vocational training, they end up again, on the streets again, because they have nothing to earn, no job to do. So CIDC, the director came and visited my homes, and he was very impressed, and he waived all the fee from me. So far about 50 over children have gone through, their training, and they are working in big cities like Chennai and Bangalore, Mumbai, yeah, and they are independent, yeah. So Come Academy, like what I was saying, that the future project which I want to do is to open academy which will emphasis on human values, because we want to know the purpose of our life. Yeah, so values is very important. And then it will focus more on vocational education. English medium school providing elementary to post-secondary education. Yeah, this is our new project. It is very difficult, to buy a piece of land. It cost me about 80,000 US dollar to buy about 30,000 square feet of land to open this academy. So some of the friends help, and it took about 2-3 years to collect that sort of money. And then now we are trying to build classrooms. Each classroom is costing about 15,000 Sing dollars. Yeah. And again, it's a challenge to build the thing. And but I know it will happen. And the first classroom is already sponsored by a Singapore organization called Magical Foundation. Magical Light Foundation. And the founder is here, Mr. Ben. Please stand up. Yeah. Yeah. Ben is also a very inspirational figure for me. Yeah. He has done a lot of work. He just came from Cambodia, did 500 operations for cataract. Yeah. And he works in many countries like Burma, Thailand, India also he has started. Yeah. And he's visited all my homes in India, for the past 1 year, spend time with us, see our work. And he has already donated for one classroom. So, yeah, hooray, man. We have started one. Yeah, and we will do it. So we have celebrations, with the children. They are on the streets. They have seen birthdays only in the movies, or only heard about it. So they are very excited about their birthdays. The day they join our home is, considered their birthdays. And yeah, we celebrate with them. And they have a lot of delight in cutting the cakes and all that. Yeah, yeah. This is my advocacy work. I think this is the future of my work. Yeah, because I feel like if I invest my time and my energy into advocacy, can help many children. Like there are 18 million children there, and I can help only maybe about 100 over children or 200-300 children. Yeah. So if I can do the advocacy work, it can reach many children. So I am working in this field for the past 19 years. Yeah. I am now, doing advocacy work, talking to the government officers, meeting the ministers, telling them what need to be done, and try to help them also, try to do ourselves. So this is the State Minister for Railways, Mr. Manoj Sinha. He is an engineer by profession, and now a very important minister for the Prime Minister of India. So recently we organized, I think I was doing this advocacy work with the railways, because I have connection with a lot of high rank officers in the railways. So I was talking about the problem, and there are some good-hearted people also in the railways, and they came out with the standard operating procedure for these children, which is a very big thing, because now they recognize, they say that, okay, we have this problem, we have to address this, and they have come out with the official document specifically for these children. So last year, about 2 years ago, I had this function in Delhi, where this minister was the guest of honor. And all the chairman, railway board, everybody is there, and they say that, okay, we will expand it to other stations in India. So they have identified 20 stations in India, and it's all the way from south to the north India. So this minister is also helping, to open more centers, and railways is getting involved also into it. So advocacy work will be the future. So far we have reunited 3,000 plus children. About 50 plus children are like self-dependent. They're out of the home, they're earning. About 10 of them are married and they have kids. And public schooling is like 200 children per year. They are going to public schools. Bridge schooling about 200 children per year. Higher education, professional education is about 15. Degree in engineering, I mentioned, 2. Degree in nursing, 2. In arts, 5 of them. Degree in ophthalmology, 1. Diploma in engineering. They are civil engineers because I can teach them easily. And I have a very good connection with construction industry there. So 10 of them are doing their diploma in engineering. And blue collar jobs, I have a lot of children. And our belief is God lives in the poor and ignorant. Serve them and you will be serving God. Yeah. My father, who passed away in 1997, he was my inspiration in my childhood hero. Yeah. And I was a bit rebellious, in my childhood. I see a lot of injustice, especially in India, among the caste and discrimination. So I was always saying that there's no God kind of thing, yeah. So he says, okay, if you don't like to pray, my parents were Hindu, so we had prayers in the evening and in the morning, yeah. So I don't like to pray, and, I was a bit rebellious. So he was telling me, if you don't like to pray, is fine. You like to help people? I say, yes, I like to help people. So you go and help. Is equivalent to pray. Is actually better than praying, yeah. So since childhood, because of that great person, yeah, I had this value into me, yeah. And this is our belief. So, yeah, thank you for watching. Jeremy is telling me that, I have exceeded the time, yeah.